Hey, how we doing? Are we good? Oh, it feels like forever since I streamed. Oh, it's good to be back though. Good to be back. Just as a heads up, the weather here is pretty bad. So my stream may be a little worse than usual, if that's possible. Start the stream off right. So, yeah, usually, well, actually, no, it has been a bit later because usually I stream yesterday as well. I stream on Mondays, but I had to go do some stuff, and I wasn't able to. I knew I wouldn't be able to make it back on time, so yeah. So all the streams this week are bumped back by one. So we've got today, tomorrow, and then on is it Friday? Is it Wednesday? Hang on, it's Friday for me. It's Thursday for you guys. When my 1K celebration is on. The weather is going to get worse. So, I may have to delay the 1K celebration if that's the case, because I don't want that to be ruined by bad weather. But we'll see. It's up in the air, unfortunately. Weather spawned a new poster, did it? We're not having a movie watch along this week because I'm doing the 1K instead. So no new movie this week, but definitely next week. So yeah, I hope you guys have been doing well. I've been going great actually. I've been really busy, been working hard behind the scenes, working on stuff for the celebration. Hang on, I'll show you guys a video in case you haven't seen it. Where did I put it? I was meant to put it in here, but I forgot. Here, can I just throw it in? I can. Sick. Here it is. It's supposed to be loud, isn't it? Hang on, turn that down. So, yeah. So, you've got to ask for that. Oh, let me grab it for you. It was a variation of... Where hang on. Where did I save it? Actually, ask me after the stream and I'll find it then. If you ask me in Discord, I'll pull it up then. I've lost it, so I'll have to find it later. Too spoopy. mate, I think you've come to the wrong channel if you don't want spooky. Yeah, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm finally gonna reveal my face to you guys. You guys will see what I actually look like. I know that's a bit verboten for a VTuber to do, you know. Some people like purity in their VTubers. They don't want to see anything from what they actually look like. But I thought, you know, I'm growing close with you guys, and a lot of you guys aren't usually VTuber fans, right? So, you know, maybe you want to see what I actually look like. Yeah, I'm gonna face dox myself, so you guys will see what I look like. And you know, I think I'm handsome. My mum thinks I'm handsome, but on the off chance that I'm secretly not, you guys aren't allowed to make fun of me, okay? Running a twit longer after the stream. That reminds me, I haven't said hello to everybody. Hello, Sunman. Hello, Silver Tongued. And hello, Royce. How are you doing? Hope you guys are well on this wonderful, shit, what day is it for you guys? Tuesday afternoon. Can't believe we're going to see IRL Caligula. I wish I was as handsome as Caligula. I was planning on doing something fun for the start of the stream, but I'm having a lot of trouble waking up for some reason. I think I'm coming down with like a cold as well, which is I may end up even delaying the celebration for that too, because someone that is also living in my house has the flu. So yeah, I'm actually feeling kind of drained now that I think about it. So I might, instead of doing the fun thing that I had planned, maybe we'll just play video games. Actually, no. You know what? We'll do the fun thing. We'll do the fun thing. Okay, let me get it ready. You guys will like this one. Where did I put it? Okay. So, what we're doing today is we are asking Logic to explain the law of fear and hunger Termina. This I don't know why this says Chat GPT. It should say Logic, but I have a direct connection to the Logic underneath Preheval, and so I hacked in, and so now I'm going to ask her some secrets about what the fuck is going on in Termina. Now, because she's a bit funny, you have to ask her in a very specific way. And I spent a while trying to figure out how to get it to actually say, how to actually answer questions about Termina. It didn't want to for a long time. It kept saying, I don't know what Termina is. I don't know what Termina is. It's like, oh man, come on. But I figured out a way how to get her to understand what we're asking. Okay, so I found out if you ask, write a story using the beginning. The moon god Rare has started his festival of Termina, a 3-day orgy of violence and madness. 14 contestants have been summoned, and only one can survive. The trickster demon Pekeli was the host of the festival, and appeared in the contestants' dreams to guide them. And then you do that, and then you can say, we can say, who was the first contestant? And Logic should be able to answer this. Here we go. So this is the first contestant that was secretly cut. All right. The first contestant was a young woman named Lyra. She was a fierce warrior who trained her entire life for such an event. She's known for her cunning and her ability to adapt to any situation. When Pekeli appeared in her dream, she was not intimidated. Instead, she listened intently as the demon explained the rules of the festival and the challenge that awaited her. How long is this going to go? It keeps going. Oh, look, here's a new enemy that was cut from the game as well. A massive warrior named Gorn. When the final showdown began, the arena was filled with the sounds of clashing swords and the roar of the crowd. Lyra and her final opponent, a massive warrior named Gorn, faced off in a battle of strength and skill. In the end, it was Lyra who emerged victorious, her blade flashing in the moonlight as she claimed her prize in the title of champion of the Festival of Termina. As she basked in her victory, Lyra knew she had proven herself as a true warrior, and she would be remembered for generations to come as the first contestant to win the Festival of Termina. Oh, okay, so this is from the very first festival. Because, yeah, when they say that, you know, that the festivals happen multiple times. So this isn't like cut content. This is actually the very first festival. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so Lyra won the first festival of Termina. Okay, so this is canon. What else should we ask it? What was... Who was it? Gorn. Gorn's backstory. Let's see. Gorn was a formidable warrior who had earned his reputation through his immense strength and unwavering courage. He had grown up in a tribe of warriors, where he was trained from a young age in the art of combat. He had fought in many battles and had never been defeated, earning him a fearsome reputation among his enemies. Despite his size and strength, Gorn was not a mindless berserker. He was a strategic thinker and master of tactics, always seeking to gain an advantage in battle. He entered the festival of Termina with the goal of proving his worth as the greatest warrior in the land and cementing his place in history. Gorn was confident in his abilities and believed that he would emerge victorious from the festival. He saw himself as the natural successor to the moon god Re, and felt he was destined to win the festival and become the new ruler of Termina. Oh my god. So Gorn wanted to become an ascended god and take the place of Re. That's interesting. But as he faced off against Lyra in the final showdown, he realized he had met his match. Despite his defeat, Gorn was proud of his performance in the festival. He saw Lyra as a worthy opponent, and he knew that he had pushed himself to his limits in their final battle. He left the arena with his head held high, knowing that he had proven himself as a warrior, and he would always be remembered as one of the greatest contestants in the festival of Termina. Wow. Wow, impressive. So in the early festival, so this was technically before the Sulfur cult took over the festival. So you didn't actually have to die during the festival. It was only after the Sulfur cult took it over. Interesting stuff. Love to see women succeed. Slay Queen. Slay Queen. These characters are epic. Well, what should we ask next? So that was the very first festival of Termina. How about we talk about the, we'll ask about, how about we ask about the current festival, right? And we'll ask about the characters that are in the game already. Okay, so I might start a new chat. Hang on. The festival was held after the end of World War II. In the peace after the end of World War II. The main character, we'll phrase it this way so Logic kind of understands what we're asking. The main character is Henrik. What was Henrik's backstory? Ask about how the Sulfur cult took over. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, we'll do that. I'll just copy this so we'll use this next time. How did the Sulfur cult take over the festival? How did the Sulfur cult, led by Pekeli, actually, you know what? We'll ask in this other chat so it follows on, right? Take over the festival. Here we go. The main character is Caligula, but we'll start with Henrik. You had to phrase it a certain way because Logic is a bit dumb. Okay. Okay. The Sulfur cult, led by Pekeli, had long been a secretive organization, known only to a select few. The cult was dedicated to the worship of Pekeli, who they saw as a deity of chaos and destruction. Over the years, they had gained significant power and influence, and they had been waiting for the perfect opportunity to make their presence known to the world. That opportunity came with the festival of Termina. The cult saw the festival as a chance to prove the superiority of their beliefs and to demonstrate the power of their god. They worked in secret, infiltrating the event and manipulating the contestants from behind the scenes. Hey, Psycat. As the festival progressed, the contestants began to realize that something was not quite right. They noticed that the challenges were becoming more dangerous and the rules were being bent in Bekele's favor. Slowly but surely, the Sulfur cult took control of the festival, and before long, Bekele was revealed as the host and the mastermind behind the event. Oh my god. With the festival in their hands, the Sulfur cult began to exert their influence over the people of Termina. They used their newfound power to spread their message and to recruit new followers. The festival of Termina became a symbol of the cult's power and a testament to the might of their deity. And so, the once proud festival of Termina became a twisted spectacle, a 3-day orgy of violence and madness that was controlled by the Sulfur cult and their demon god Bekele. The people of Termina lived in fear, knowing that the festival was a constant reminder of the power of the cult and the threat that it posed to their world. Wow. Wow, brilliant. Yeah. This is some deep lore. This is some really deep lore. Okay, so let's say, what happened to Rare after the Sulfur cult took over? Oh no. Oh no. This is shockingly accurate to what we know from the games. Well, this is actually getting a lot less accurate now, but still. Make sure to save this somewhere good. It'll be saved in the VODs for eternity. Re, the moon god, had long been the ruler of Termina and the patron of the festival. But with the rise of the Sulfur cult and the emergence of Bekele, Re's power and influence began to wane. The cult saw Re as a threat to their plans and they sought out to eliminate him. They knew that they could not simply kill the god outright, so they devised a plan to weaken him and steal his power. As the festival progressed, Re's power was drained from him bit by bit, until he was reduced to a shadow of his former self. Oh, excuse me. He watched helplessly as the Sulfur cult took over his festival and his people, and he realized that his reign was at an end. In the end, Re disappeared from Termina, his power and influence fading away into the mists of time. Some say that he was banished to another world, while others believe that he simply faded into the ether, unable to bear the thought of his once great kingdom falling under the control of the Sulfur cult. Regardless of what happened to Re, his legacy lived on in the memories of the people of Termina. They remembered him as the once great moon god who had ruled their world with wisdom and justice, and they looked upon his fall with sadness and regret. And though Re himself was gone, his spirit lived on, a reminder of the time when Termina was ruled by a just and benevolent ruler, and not the cruel and capricious demon Bekele. Interesting. I'd first thought the Sulfur god was just a large salt block. He looks like a big mound of flesh though. Okay, so what did the Sulfur god do when his cult took power? A shadow of his former self? You mean the dark side of the moon? Oh, logic is getting the Sulfur god and Bekele confused. Well, that's true, because the Sulfur god is technically secret. Have you never seen just a huge pink salt block? Not in real life, no, but I have gotten Himalayan pink salt, yeah. Looks exactly like them. Oh, really? Cool. Bekele, the trickster demon and leader of the Sulfur cult, was overjoyed when his followers successfully took control of the festival of Termina. He saw it as a major victory for his cult and a testament to his power. Under Bekele's rule, Termina became a dark and oppressive place. The festival became a twisted spectacle, a celebration of violence and chaos that was designed to sow fear and terror into the hearts of people. But Bekele's rule was not to last. Despite his power and influence, there were those who opposed him and sought to bring the end to his reign. These rebels and dissenters banded together, forming a resistance movement that sought to overthrow the Sulfur cult and restore justice to Termina. In the end, the resistance was successful, and Pekeli was defeated. The festival of Termina was restored to its former glory, and the people of Termina were free once again. But the memory of Pekeli's rule still lived on, a cautionary tale of the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of standing up against tyranny and oppression. Wow. Hey Raccoon, how you doing? Wow, what a touching story. What a touching story. I guess Logic is aware of Pekeli getting defeated then, but wow, absolutely beautiful. So let's find out. How about we find out Henrik's backstory, hey? Oh no, we'll start off with Caligula, right? We'll start off with Caligula. Oops. Let's change this up a little bit. The main character is Caligula, a mean, violent, mob boss. What is Caligula's backstory? And how did he end up in the festival? Question mark. I'm gonna yippee, hold on. Be interested to see if we get Caligula, that's it. Caligula. Is it Caligula? Is it Caligula or Caligula? It's probably Caligula, really. Okay, let's see. Caligula's life was filled with crime and violence. He grew up in a rough neighborhood where he had to fight for survival. As he got older, he became more cunning and ruthless, and eventually rose to the top of the criminal underworld as a feared mob boss. People trembled at the mention of his name, and no one dared cross him. However, Caligula was never satisfied with his power and wealth. He always wanted more. He was always looking for a new challenge. One day, he heard about the festival of Termina and was intrigued. He had heard that it was a brutal test of strength and endurance and was eager to prove himself. The trickster demon Pekeli appeared to Caligula in his dreams, inviting him to participate in the festival. Caligula accepted the invitation and was transported to Termina. When he arrived, he found himself in a strange, mystical world filled with magic and danger. The other contestants were just as fierce and ruthless as he was, and he knew he would have to be on the top of his game if he was going to survive. Over the next 3 days, Caligula fought for his life, using all of his cunning and brutality to eliminate his competitors. He was determined to emerge victorious, and he was willing to do whatever it took to win. In the end, only he was left standing, and he was declared the champion of the festival of Termina. However, Caligula soon realized there was a dark side to his victory. The price of his victory was steep. He had to pay a terrible price for his triumph. Despite this, Caligula was still filled with a sense of pride and accomplishment. He had proved himself to be the strongest and most ruthless of them all. He was proud of what he had accomplished. From that day on, he was known as the greatest champion of the festival of Termina, and his name would be forever remembered as a symbol of fear and violence. So, you know, I feel like this is pretty accurate to what would happen when we get playable Caligula. How cool would it be if Caligula was like the only contestant that got explicitly invited to the festival and he sorted it out on purpose? Everyone else has sort of ended up there, but Caligula was like, hell no, I'm going because it sounds fun. Like that'd be awesome. Well, that's basically like a sulfur cat. Sulfur mechanic cat. I saw your redeem just as I say sulfur coat. I said sulfur cat. Because he's basically a sulfur cult member as it is. So, game Doco, we're having fun first. Is this Termina Caligula law or actual Roman Caligula law? It could be both. But how you doing, man? Okay, so what did Caligula do after winning the festival? Sulfur cat, yep. After winning the festival of Termina, Caligula's life changed dramatically. The demon Pekeli, who had hosted the festival, offered him a deal. In exchange for his victory, Pekeli would grant Caligula immense power and wealth, but he would also bind Caligula to his service for all eternity. Caligula, eager for more power and wealth, accepted the deal. With his newfound power, Caligula became even more feared and respected in the criminal underworld. He expanded